Assalamu alaikum student. Today we are going to study about capacitors and what is capacitance. In this we are going to cover the SLOs, describe a capacitor, define capacitance and state is SI unit. So first is that what is a capacitor? Capacitor you can see that there are two conductive plates and there is a dielectric between them. It is a component just to store the electrical energy. The effect of the capacitor is called capacitance. It is made up of two conductors. You can see there are two conductors and these are the symbols. They also show that these are the two conductors and separated by a dielectric material. Dielectric material is an insulator that is used in the capacitors. If the plates are connected to the power, then the plates accumulates the electric charge. One plate accumulates the positive charge and another accumulates the negative charge. The electric symbol of the capacitor is shown. This is the fixed capacitor. This is again a fixed capacitor, and this is a variable capacitor. Fixed means that its value cannot be changed during the working, but for the variable capacitor, the value of the capacitance can be changed during the working. Now, what is the capacitor made of? It is a basic form of capacitor consists of two or more parallel metal plates which are not connected or touching each other, but they are electrically separated. Means that there must be an insulator between them. Insulator can be a air, can be a paper, can be a ceramic, plastic, or a liquid gel or electrolytic capacitors. It can be anything like that. And the insulating layer between the capacitor is commonly called dielectric. Its function is to store the electrical energy and give this energy again to the circuit when necessary. In other words, it charges and discharges. Storing is charging, and when it is giving the energy to the circuit, that is discharging. So it charges and discharges the electrical charge stored in it. Besides this, the function of capacitor is as follows. It blocks the flow of DC and permits the flow of AC only. Okay, now you can see that this is a simple circuit, this is a capacitor, and this is the basic configuration how it is connected. Basically, capacitor has two leads and it can be connected to any of the positive or negative side of the battery except the electrolytic capacitor whose polarity has to be checked before connecting in the circuit. Now you can see that this is the inside of the capacitor, one metal plate and another metal plate. When a voltage it is attached to a battery, the positive of the battery uh, is gives this plate the positive charge and negative will give this place as a negative charge. And because there is a dielectric between them, so this positive and negative charge obviously attract each other, and due to this electrostatic force they remain in the capacitor unless they are discharged. So, and there is a dielectric between them which just prevent it from uh, attracting each other. So, and this is again the symbol of capacitor. Now, why do capacitors store energy? The physics say you have to do work to climb a ladder, work against the force of gravity, and use energy. The energy you use isn't lost. You are utilizing your energy, but it is not lost, but it is stored in your body as a gravitational potential energy, which you could use to do other things. A similar thing is going on in a capacitor. If a positive electrical charge and a negative electrical charge, they attract one another like the opposite poles of the two magnets, or like your body and earth. The earth is there is a gravitational force with that earth is pulling us towards itself. If you pull them apart, you have to work against this electrostatic force. If there are two charges, if I want to pull apart the two charges, I have to do the work against this force. Again, just climbing the step, the energy used isn't lost but stored by the charge as they separate. This time it's called electrical potential energy. Just like that, we call that the gravitational potential energy is stored when we are working against the gravity, and if we are working against the electric force, an electrical potential energy is stored in it. If two plates hold opposite charges and the separation between them creates an electric field, that's why a capacitor stores energy. Now watch this video very carefully, that you can understand the very concept of the capacitor and more what are the factors on which the capacitors depend.
In a metal conductor, the positively charged particles are fixed in place, whereas the negatively charged particles, called electrons, are free. A metal typically has an equal amount of positively and negatively charged particles, making the metal as a whole electrically neutral. If we apply a force trying to push extra electrons into this metal plate, we will not be successful because particles with the same charge repel one another. If extra electrons accumulate inside the metal plate, they will repel each other and repel any of the new electrons trying to enter. Therefore, even if we apply force, the metal will remain electrically neutral. Now let us consider a new scenario where there is another metal plate close to the one shown. As electrons accumulate in the first metal plate, they will repel the electrons in the second metal plate. The positively charged particles left behind in the second plate will exert an attractive force on the negatively charged particles in the first metal plate. This makes it possible for the first plate to have more negative particles than positive particles. As we add electrons to the first metal plate, an equal number of electrons leave the second metal plate. After a certain number of extra electrons accumulate on the first plate, they will repel any new electrons trying to enter. The first metal plate has developed a net negative charge, and the second metal plate has developed an equal and opposite net positive charge. We can cause this equal and opposite charge on each plate to be larger by applying a larger external force. If we remove the external force we are applying, the extra electrons in the first metal plate will continue to repel one another. We have now returned to our original condition where the net charge on each plate is 0. The two metal plates are what we call a capacitor. Note, voltage is shown upside down in this video because the blue arrows will show electron flow. By briefly connecting the capacitor to a battery as shown, the two plates have developed equal and opposite charges. If we then connect the capacitor across the light bulb, all the extra electrons in the negatively charged plate will move to the positively charged plate through the light bulb. If we use multiple batteries in series, then we can force the two plates of the capacitor to develop larger amounts of charge. When the capacitor is charged, its voltage will be the sum of the voltages of all the batteries. Charging the capacitor to a higher voltage will cause the light bulb to stay on longer when the capacitor discharges. Now suppose that we increase the areas of the two metal plates. This increased area allows us to push more extra electrons into the first metal plate and remove more electrons from the second metal plate without applying a larger external force. When a larger capacitor is connected to our battery, it'll take longer for the capacitor to charge to the voltage of the battery. Although the final voltage is still equal to the voltage of the battery, for a larger capacitor, this voltage represents a larger amount of charge on the two metal plates. The larger capacitor will take longer to discharge through the light bulb, thereby allowing the light bulb to stay on longer. Suppose that we add a special material in between the two plates. This material does not allow any particles to flow through it, but it contains molecules that change their orientation based on the charges of the two plates. These molecules exert forces that attract more electrons to the negative plate and that repel more electrons from the positive plate. The presence of this material has the exact same effect as does increasing the areas of the two metal plates. This allows the two plates to develop larger net charges for the same amount of applied voltage. We say that we've increased the capacitance of the capacitor. There is also a third way to increase the capacitance of a capacitor. This is by moving the two metal plates closer together. Because the two plates are now closer together, they exert greater forces on each other's electrons. This attracts more electrons to the negative plate and repels more electrons from the positive plate, allowing the two plates to develop larger net charges for the same amount of applied voltage. This has the same effect as inserting the special material and as increasing the areas of the metal plates. To create the largest capacitance possible, we want to make the areas of the plates as large as possible. Insert the special material in between the plates and move the two plates as close together as possible. The larger the capacitance, the more energy will be stored for the same amount of voltage. Much more information about electric circuits is available in the other videos on this channel. Please subscribe.
So in this video, you have learned many things about the capacitor, uh, that what are the capacitors, how they work, and what is the factors affecting the capacitance of a capacitor now. So we are going to have learned the capacitance. Capacitance is a potential, when a potential difference V exists between the two plates, one holds a positive charge and another holds a negative charge. You have seen in the video, the voltage between the plates held by the capacitor are related by the term known as the capacitor. We have seen that the more is the voltage, the more is the charge it can hold. So they are both directly proportional, and there is a they are related by the term, this is the constant of proportionality, that is the capacitance of a capacitor. So we can say C is equal to the ratio of electric charge to the voltage, and it can be mathematically expressed as C, that is representing the capacitance, is equal to Q, that is representing the charge, upon voltage. So the larger the potential across the capacitor, the larger the magnitude of the charge held by the plates. But the standard unit of capacitance is farad. Farad is abbreviated as capital F, but it is a very large unit. Commonly, the capacitors are found in microfarads or picofarads values. Uh, then we have already done capacitance depends on this, the area of the plates, distance of the plates, and the characteristic of the dielectric between the two conducting plates. So area of the plates, we have seen the larger the area, the capacitance of the capacitor will increase by increasing the area of the plate. We have watched in the video. The second, if we reduce the distance between the plates, it also increases the capacitance, but it decreases the potential. So that's why the capacitance is increasing. And the third one is the characteristic of dielectric between the two plates. You see, this is positive and negative plate of the capacitor, and this is a dielectric in that. Finally, if the dielectric is changed, if a capacitor, usually the air is a dielectric, but if we are using the dielectric of the different materials, the capacitance also increases. Uh, and So this is and reducing, why it is increasing, thus reducing the potential of the between the plates. Now we have the formula Q is equal to CV. Now this is the few numericals you can do. What is the charge stored when the voltage across a 5 peak microfarad capacitor is 9 volts? So it is given charge is the capacity is 50 microfarad. Micro means 10 into power minus 6. We need to find the Q, okay, how much charge is can stored, and we need to find, and V is given as 9 volt. Now since Q is equal to CV, so you are going to apply the formula 9 into 45, that is 450 is 450 microcoulombs. So the unit of charge is coulomb, so it can store 450 microcoulomb of charge. Second, what is the capacitance of a capacitor? That stores 12 microcoulombs of charge when connected to a 6 volt battery. Okay now, so we need to find the capacitance, and capacitance is equal to Q by V. Now you can see that what is Q? Q is 12. 12 by 6 means that is 2 microfarad. So the capacitance of that capacitor is 2 microfarad. Similarly, the next one is work out the voltage across the plate of a 10 microfarad capacitor it has a charge of 50 microcoulomb. Again, we are going to apply the same formula. Uh, V is equal to Q by C. So that will be 50 by 50 microcoulomb by 10 microfarad. So it will cancels out microcoulomb, 10 power minus 6 and minus 6 cancels out, and 50 divided by 10 will be 5 volts. So these are very simple questions related to the capacitance. I hope you understand the basic concept of the capacitor. Thank you and Allah Hafiz.